Your mic's on.
We're waiting for a riddle, mate.
Yeah, well, you said, I'm just trying to find one. How quickly do you reckon I can find one? What, in 4
How long does
seconds?
it take
Like
you
that?
to Google?
I'm Googling right now. Relax. Welcome back, everyone, to the Ben and Harry podcast.
Oh, my God.
Ben's doing my head in already, so I thought we'd get him with a riddle. Ben, what has to be broken before you can use it?
It has to be broken before you can use it.
Just a reminder, this is the kids' riddles.
It's not easy.
One more time.
What has to be broken before you can use it?
Oh,
I don't know either.
Ah, it's an egg.
oh nice.
Yeah, that's gettable.
Yeah, it's
Gettable.
very gettable
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
kids' riddles.
Anyway, that's a kid's riddle.
Well, we both didn't get it.
I know. I'm just.
All
I
right.
mean, you're pretty good at these. to
I'm
be
usually
fair.
pretty good.
I would have got that one.
I was thinking it was like a record, but that does make sense.
Broken record.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Top of the list here. I've got coincidence. I don't know the story.
Yeah,
You ran into each other, did you?
we did. I was
I forgot about this.
yeah. I was buying a new phone. I think it was last week at Victoria Gardens in the Telstra shop there.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty quiet. It was my day off. I was really excited. I hadn't got a new phone in a while, and I turned over my shoulder about halfway through the process, and this big dopey idiot walked through, and Harry walked in, and it was the biggest coincidence. It hasn't happened before. Like, we don't normally.
Really? First ever?
I can't remember another time where we've walked in on each other or bumped into each other.
Just in the general public.
General public.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it hasn't happened often, but that was quite funny.
that was quite funny.
Yeah.
Both had a day off.
We didn't say good day to each other.
Sure.
It was just business.
What?
Were you actually going to the Telstra
No,
shop?
I went to buy an iPad, yeah.
Oh my
So-
god, that is weird.
Yeah.
The chances of both being at the same store at the same time.
Yeah.
Considering that store is not, I go there because I used to live in Richmond and they're pretty good in there. It's a nice store. It's not necessarily your closest Telstra either. So it's, yeah.
I drove past a couple other ones and they didn't look great. So I was like,
Mm.
Victoria Gardens Shopping Centre, it's going to be pretty smooth.
Yeah. Geez, you think alike.
Do you know who was about, like they're good fellas in there at Telstra that we
This
saw,
is a funny bit.
but they were, yeah.
The bloke who was serving me said, because I gave him my license and
Mm.
he came back and said, oh, your twin brother was here a couple weeks ago to get a new phone. I was like, oh, there you go, small world. And then 3 minutes later, Harry rolled in.
The bloke was a bit rattled.
He turns back. He's like, mate, I just gave you your phone.
Phone's not working, mate. I need a new
Oh,
one.
you need an iPad now, dude.
Even when we walked out, I was like, got to go, mate. See you later. And it was so short and sharp.
Would have wigged out some customers. Jeez, they can't do anything without going together.
I know. Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's a good call from MJ. Can we open your new phone with Ben's face? Hang on, no, you got the iPad. You got the phone.
I recently got a new phone as well, though.
We should test it.
Yeah.
Because this was the viral TikTok.
I reckon you get it, Harry. I reckon you're going to
Why'd
get
you get the small? That's the weirdest phone ever.
That is a
Did you downgrade?
weirdest
much.
phone ever.
it. No.
Don't you reckon?
It's
It does look weird,
It's an
doesn't it?
iPhone, mate. What?
all right, so new phone. Go for it.
Doesn't like it.
No, it doesn't like you.
I think that's a compliment to me,
This
though.
is what happened last time.
So,
All right,
Ben-
and this is also a new phone.
New phone, yeah.
Oh wow!
Brick.
If this works, this would be hilarious. It's worked, doesn't it?
No.
Thank
Oh.
God.
That is a big phone, man.
Oh, well, there
Must
we
be
go.
something in the update.
Yeah,
That's
something
what
in the
they
update.
fixed the bugs.
Maybe
They
they,
changed the
maybe they saw our
software,
video and
Yeah,
and they made sure twins
Yeah.
can't unlock each other's phones.
cracking down. Good to
Yeah.
know. Confidence in your phone.
Yeah,
The
that's what you
safety.
want. You want the safety, don't you?
Yep. Carlton, we got to talk about the Blue Baggers. That win against Freo. What a catalyst! 7
you
in a
guys talked
row.
about that internally, just that free.
Yeah.
Well, we had 3 good wins before that. 2 good wins.
Yeah, definitely.
Before that, so it wasn't really the catalyst necessarily.
So you haven't lost
Yeah.
since the bye.
Yeah, our last
Before the bye.
we had a late bye, but it was still we played Gold Coast in our last game before the bye, and we haven't lost
Your
since then.
100th.
Yeah, it was my 100th. Yeah,
Right.
it was,
Yeah.
yeah. God, that feels like so long ago.
So we're just going through it. You lost to Melbourne on a Friday night, and then you've gone down to the Curnow property.
Yeah. Yep. So we'd lost 6. That was 6 in a row.
Yeah.
No, maybe that was 5 in a row.
I'll find out, but keep
Because
going.
we lost 6 in a row. So our last game was Essendon. We lost. So yeah, we lost after Melbourne game, and yeah, it was Voss's idea just to break it up a little bit and essentially kind of get out of Melbourne and just spend some time together. And basically, one, let everyone kind of vent their, not frustrations, but their thoughts, and just give a forum for people to be able to speak and what's going on in their mind and kind of ventilate that out. And then at the end, as a group, kind of commit to a couple of things that we're going to win, lose or draw, we're going to bring and provide for the rest of the year.
Just before you go on, we'll hear from Rachel, who actually had a question about the camp.
Big H. Question here from Rachel from Carlton North. The big turning point for the Blues seems to be mid-year post the Kumbaya at the Curnow's house. Is there anything you can tell us about what was said at the Kumbaya? Because the Blues have been amazing for the rest of the season. Go Baggers.
Yes, really, the stories are starting to grow now from this camp.
Which it's funny. A few of us said, like, if we get on a bit of a roll, like, we'll bring it back to that camp, and it's like this like magic thing that happened. Where really it was more just we got away from Melbourne, spent a bit of time together, and as I said, one, everyone had an opportunity to speak and let their kind of frustrations out, and then two, just kind of as a group commit to a couple of things to the back end of the year. So I won't go into too much detail because it obviously relatively private, but I think it was just an opportunity to get away just for a night, not even a night, only a few hours really, and then come back with a couple of really clear focuses that we brought back to the coaches, and then holistically as a coaching group, leadership group, playing group, just really identified a couple of things that we're going to go hard after. So and then the next week we lost to Essendon, but we played some good footy in that second quarter, but we couldn't score. But I always think in footy, when you really commit to something, there can be a couple of weeks of lag before that you see the results. Even like if you're training something, quite often it takes 2 or 3 weeks for it to come out game day. Even like goal kicking and stuff like that, there's a couple of, it often lags. So that was the result. But we had a good win against Gold Coast, and then got a bit of time just to relax over the bye, and then came back, and I think it's like anything though, like confidence and momentum and belief. Doesn't matter what level you're playing, what sport. When that starts to roll, you feel really good about things, and you can get some momentum going. So it's far from done, but it's been a really good 7 or 8 weeks.
So do you guys know how many games you need to win from here to qualify? Is that something you talk about, or is it obviously it's process focused? But is there a amount of wins you have to complete the next 3 weeks?
I'm honestly not sure at all.
Would you know?
It really hasn't been spoken about.
I think 2 would ensure it.
Right.
And it would be very unlikely that you could make the 4. You'd need one of those top 4 teams to lose all 3, and you'd have to win all 3.
Yeah. All I'm going off is, I know last year we had 12 wins and didn't make it. Missed out by obviously the slightest of margins. And this year we've had 11 and a half. So there's still 3 games to go. So I'm assuming 12 and a half gets you pretty close. 13 and a half should get you in, but I don't know. Yeah, we honestly haven't spoken about it at all. It's more just our identity and what we want to bring every week, and then kind of let all that other stuff take care of itself. As cliche as that sounds, I don't know, probably the fans think that we just say that, but that's I know, for us anyway, that's genuinely true.
Any truth to this Ed Curnow interview with Jay Clark? He says, it was great coaching. It broke up the program. It was a good night. Everyone camped out and did a bit of a nudie dash in the dam, and it wasn't just me.
I think that's a lot of mayo from Ed, but Ed historically has no problem. I think we've told some stories in Sportsman's Nights and club interviews, but Ed doesn't mind stripping down into the nude. And just,
he's a nude fiend. I've heard this.
He sits in his work boots or footy boots on. He leaves his socks and his footy boots on, and he's just completely naked other than that, and just sits on his phone.
Weird.
Yeah, strange. But no, I think, I don't think that was the case of everyone jumping in the dam at all. I think Ed and maybe 1 or 2 others maybe, but maybe that grabbed a headline.
Yeah.
But Ed, as I said, Ed doesn't, he's no stranger to some nudity.
So if you were to make the finals, qualify for like a home final, 5th or 6th elimination, obviously no team has ever won from 5th or 6th, even 4th before. Only the Bulldogs. Bulldogs in 16. Bulldogs in 16 are the only team under the current final system that have won outside the top 3. So it's incredibly rare. But do you have a feeling that you could get on a Bulldog style roll? Do you think that this kind of fire could ignite for the rest of the year?
I think there's no secret that playing your best footy this time of year is important. And momentum leading into a finals campaign is crucial. Like, it's so far away. It's too hard to say from now. But I think we've shown an ability over the last 8 weeks that our best can match it with anyone and beat kind of some really strong sides. So, there's no reason why we'd feel pretty comfortable coming up against anyone that our best footy holds up pretty well. So, who knows? I mean, that's so far away, Will, and I know you're just doing your due diligence by asking, but that's a fair way down the track. But
Carlton supporters want to know. The lids are off.
Externally, the lids are off, but I'm
getting
telling
sick
you,
of it.
they're very much on internally. I promise you that.
It's good to know.
So it's the main thing is that the place is just really fun and enjoyable, and it's a good place to come to work, as it always has been. But especially when things are rolling and things are going nicely, it's a joy to come to work. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, and especially the last 2 seasons, you've been alive in the season at this time of the year. So
I was actually thinking it was like
it must be pretty cool. Something I'm jealous of.
Yeah, to be alive this time of year, even though who knows what's going to happen. Like,
to
have your footy season still alive with 3 games to go is fun. It's actually really fun.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. Like footy finals and just that whole lead up to it is a different vibe when you're alive.
Yeah. Well, you've been through both. And
Yeah.
Ben, you were just saying you're jealous of it. Of course, your season.
Yeah,
isn't
well, I
alive
remember
at the
my
moment.
first year, we 2016, we won 9 in a row and scraped into a final. Even it was a long time ago, but it was such a cool atmosphere to be a part of.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't play, but it's a privilege, I think, to be in that conversation this time of the year. So something obviously every player wants to be involved in, but
That's why you have to like tip your hat to some of those teams like Geelong that have won. Was it 9 or 11 prelims? Even just that in
Sydney,
its own, it's amazing.
yeah.
I think that probably goes under the record a little bit, like their consistency to be able to put a campaign together every year. So,
It's ridiculous.
Definition of success, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. It's like people were saying, they get to the prelim every year or grand final, but do they have the list to win it? Like, you can't win it unless you're there in the prelims.
Of course,
I reckon that was the most stupid thing ever. You got to give yourself a chance every year.
Yeah.
And Joel came out and said that, I'm pretty sure, and then they won it the next year. So
Yeah. I always subscribe to the fact that teams look like they're not going to win a premiership until they do.
yeah,
And then everything makes sense. You're just like,
Right.
of course, Chris Scott's a good coach.
Yeah.
You're like, it's so silly.
we're
some
so
of it.
outcome driven.
Was it the year before that they made? Was it the semi against? I don't know who it was. The
Prelim.
year before
In 21, the
21,
D's-
21? They were the prelim over
the
in
D's
Perth.
killed
right.
them in the prelim.
smoked them, and
Yeah.
then everyone's like, "Oh, they're done.
Yeah.
Rebuild." And then they
Another
they,
failed campaign.
That's
It's
right.
like, gee,
And then
they
they-
made the finals.
Yeah,
the
prelim
year
final.
after they won it. It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
And because on prelim night, grand final day, anything can happen. Like,
Yeah.
it's anyone's game. So just giving yourself a chance by being there is a great way to do it.
Clarko's back. We should touch
He is.
on that return because that must have been great to have him back.
yeah. So I think I mentioned before he'd floated in the last 2 or 3 weeks
Yeah.
prior to last game, which was good for the group. I think he'd be doing a fair bit of work behind the scenes, and good to have him back in the flesh and being involved full on. A big thank you to Rats as well. I think he did an incredible job and incredible human. So well done to him. I learned a lot under him, and he was great for the group. It was good to have Clarko back at the helm last week against the D's. I thought we started very, very well.
Didn't you?
It was a enjoyable half to be involved in, but obviously we didn't sustain it. But I think it's been good to have him around, and the environment, to our credit, I think it's still been pretty solid, albeit a horrific year really on paper. So
What did you do to Harrison Petty? I obviously didn't watch it, but
Good
a few
point.
people.
yeah,
He bruised his foot.
I think he had a brutal. I just tackled him, and I think his foot got caught under him
Yeah, I was
himself,
just-
and he was in pain straight away. Then after the game, I said, "Oh, sorry, man. I didn't. If I had anything to do with it, I'm sorry." But he was like, "Obviously, it's just a footy injury."
Oh, it's classic footy injury.
Yeah, so
Syndesmosis, is that? I
Not sure- I'm not sure.
It's a foot ankle.
yeah, but he knew it straight away. I think.
Yeah.
he went straight off the ground, and
That's what they call him, Ben, a bit of a thug, maybe, or is that
I don't know. Is that?
right?
Do you want to start that?
Yeah, fake thug, maybe.
Fake tough.
Yeah,
fake tough. Hopefully, he recovers quick.
It was interesting what Clarko said about how he had kind of lost the passion and the fire for footy, but then seeing George Wardlaw's form, like in his third game. Did you see that quote where Clarko was like,
I saw that. I actually saw that. Yeah,
he's like, well, I watched that game and I thought to myself, I want to be part of this kid's career. And that was like one of the things that inspired him to get back into the club.
Yeah,
So that must be pretty cool knowing that.
interesting comment, but yeah, for sure. I mean, George and Harry. I've had a bit more to do with Harry because he's played a bit more, but
Yeah.
two of the most impressive first-year players I've experienced in my time. The maturity of these kids is first class, and they are really impactful when they're out there, and we need them. We need them out there. They're some of our best players already, and they've only played not even a full season, so it's a credit to those kids. And I really enjoy coming in and working with them, and especially Shees has been down back with me the whole year.
Yeah.
He's a really good kid, and lucky to call him a friend, I suppose, because he's always willing to learn and get better. And for his age, his maturity is first class, the best I've seen.
Is that your favourite, Harry?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like Shees as well.
Round 24. So this was the floating fixture that we didn't have times for. So Essendon and Collingwood will take the Friday night slot, which is exciting.
Yeah,
that game's going to have a lot to do with it. But North, you'll play the Suns on the Saturday afternoon.
I thought we were going to get a Friday night blockbuster.
I should have done that. Just take the
Gold Coast, North Melbourne, Friday down in Hobart.
Bloodstone.
Yeah, it starts the same time as Hawthorn Freo, so that one's just kind of under the radar. Yeah, both the 1:45 start, but
that's not uncommon.
That's not uncommon, no. But big way to finish the season, the home and away season, with Carlton taking on the Giants. It's a 6:10 p.m. Sunday night.
It's like a reverse kind of graveyard primetime slot.
Strange.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it prime time.
Sunday night is a
6:10 start. That's
they're
bizarre.
trying to do it so it is kind of like all eyes are on that game.
Yeah, but it'll be on Foxtel.
No, I reckon it has to be on Channel 7.
I don't think 7 would replace it with their news, though.
Never happened before.
The news
I don't think it's ever happened.
When they would have been working it out, they would have done that. Channel 7 wants as many eyes on their 9 games of sport, whatever they get, 5 games.
How many games a week do they get? 4 games on free to air, don't they? So it'll be Friday night, Collingwood, Essendon. Saturday night, Geelong, Bulldogs.
Can they do an extra one?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I'll find out this week at the club, and I'll get back to you next week.
I'd be extremely surprised.
Might have the
I'm going on the TV and radio.
I'll tell you.
yeah, we'll have it shortly. No, it's a Fox game.
It is?
Yep, it's a Fox game.
Okay.
So I was right. You were wrong. Just for the record.
Well, I just thought Channel 7 would want that
thought
game.
Wrong.
I would have thought.
You got wrong.
Marlon Pickett, he was slapped on the back by a fan. This is going back to Friday night now. And that fan has now been banned from going to football until the end of 2024. So they've come down hard.
Did he slap him to get around him, or was it like a...
It looked threatening. I think it was kind of...
Yeah, there was a bit of vigor to it, I thought.
Yeah.
He said some words after, is that right?
And then they had a chat.
Fan, yeah.
Marlon wasn't
You
into
can't
it.
touch the play. It's like different when you're running around high-fiving at the end of the game, but like mid-game like that, you can't touch the players.
Have I told you about my encounter with a fan, Will?
Well, we've seen it.
Seen it, yeah.
This is you knocking the beer out of a fan's
Yeah,
hand.
I think it was 2021, and got a shove from Kale Hooker across the boundary line, and I had a bit of momentum built up, and put my hand on the boundary line to stop me from going over, and I half went over, and I've knocked his beer out of his hand, and I turned my back away and just started to get back to position, and then apparently he stood up and said, "What the F are you doing?" or whatever.
Made a scene.
Fair enough.
Made a scene, yeah. And then our media manager that week said, "Oh, do you reckon you could send a video through to the front bar? Like they want to talk about it or whatever."
Yeah.
And I think we'll be able to get that up. But
funnily enough, on that,
it's
so
quite
the clip comes up all right on the front bar, like it's funny enough from Ben, but at the time,
compliment.
Yeah, where's this going?
At the time,
That's
Ben's
wacky.
housemate,
We're best mates.
I remember he told me that it took Ben like hour and a half, 2 hours.
No, you know what the
of
issue
recording,
was?
and he was like doing it in all different spots in the house, trying to get the best lighting, and had it all written down on a script and everything like that to get the perfect video.
Because we were writing out the script, me and Al, and we were being pretty harsh, so we had to pull it back. But the funny thing was, I did about 10 takes in like a casual shirt.
Yeah.
Sent it through to our media manager, and she said, "Nah, we probably want you in a North Polo." So I spent an hour writing it up and doing it properly, and then
brutal.
I had to do it again. So that's probably why it took so long. But
Because the one that got up, it's very clean, it's polished. But
yeah,
I've
because
seen
it was a
you,
50th take.
I've seen you try and do if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. I know it wasn't your
Apparently he
first.
was the same when he was doing like his Swish videos and that. Like took him like an hour to get the perfect bit.
We should try and do the two of you. You've got like we give you a Swish script and then you have to see
Well,
who can nail it.
reading the news. What do they call the
Yeah, the
teleprompters? Like
teleprompter.
a challenge. That'd be cool.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's a good challenge for 1 week. I
Yeah.
think there are teleprompters around here.
Are there?
It doesn't take much. You just whack an iPad and then you get like this angled glass. And it just appears on the glass.
Doesn't it pop? Isn't it right under the camera though on some of them?
The camera shoots through it.
Through it, yeah.
Yeah.
There you
It's interesting technology if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah, we'll have to give it a go.
Andy Lee, of course, joined this show, and it is our highest rating episode of the Ben and Harry podcast. Of course, Andy Lee, the genius that is. So I've got a challenge here from MJ suggesting that you both need to bring in a guest before the season's out. We're happy to have a think.
Yep. Is that live in the studio or like can we FaceTime him in?
Good call.
What caliber guest are we talking? Are we talking?
Well, your mate Conor McGregor would be amazing.
Yeah, I think he might be in town.
He could be. If you get Conor McGregor in here.
Imagine if he just came in.
Hello, boys. I don't think we'd top that. That's a good way to think about it because what we are going to do is record one of these episodes every single week.
Yeah.
And we'll incorporate the DMs into the main
that's a bit
episode.
of an update. It's a good news story.
Great news story.
Yeah.
Head of the finals.
Yeah.
By demand, really.
By demand.
Yeah.
Things are heating up.
People have spoken, really.
Also by demand, everyone's favourite segment with the best intro in the business.
Wait, so just wait.
Whoa.
So is that we're getting a guest in or not? Is that?
Yeah, I reckon.
You spread the last 3 minutes talking about.
Well, we didn't come to a conclusion.
But what caliber guests are we talking about in all seriousness? Is it like your brother or?
Well, it's a competition, so whoever gets the best.
Yeah, there we go.
You could bring in Joe Bloggs, but that's probably not going to win it.
People might want to hear from Joe Bloggs.
Actually, that'd be cool to meet a Joe Bloggs.
His name's
If there's any Joe Bloggs out there,
If you find a guy called Joe Bloggs,
and that's his
what are
genuine
the other
name.
ones called?
you win.
There's a couple others that I always use.
Old mate.
There's a couple. Anyway. Yep. Yeah, I'm all for it.
All right, let's do it.
Great. But you're trying to get one big fish.
Yeah, so there's a big
one,
fish.
One tuna. I don't want 10 brim.
Yep. And then should we do them both on the same episode?
Oh, if they're good enough.
Yeah. No, it don't have to be together, but we can
If it's Conor
do like
McGregor
a
and
special guest episode or something.
Well, Connor's on a tight schedule, so
if it's Conor McGregor and Joe Bloggs, I think we can tell Joe he's not
I was going
required.
to say tell Connor.
Joe would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
All right, twinners and losers.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Are you prepared? Oh yeah.
and losers.
I hate cheese.
Oh my god. Great intro.
Yep.
Isn't it?
It gets better.
Doesn't
every
miss.
time you hear
Well,
it.
it's the
Archie.
same.
I said the more you listen to it, the better it gets.
No, you didn't.
Or
You said it
you
gets
cut me
better.
off. Yeah, because you cut me
I
off.
think it makes sense. It gets better. Like
It doesn't. It's the same.
Yeah.
Though. It's not improving. It's the exact same every week.
Doing my head in, man.
just so much anger.
Well, it
Comes out of nowhere, though.
It
Like, I
started
thought
off
we were
from
alright.
him just before we started recording. I was in a good space, in a good mood, and then
I'll go
fingers,
first because you're rabbling on.
go on, mate.
I've got a combined twinner and loser, but I've got a special
Oh.
twinner as well. And my twinner is you, Will. I really like that shirt.
Thank you, mate.
Oh, that is so. He had
no,
nothing.
it's good.
No, it is good.
It's
a mustard
good, but
top.
he had nothing.
It's a good twinner.
That
I
reeks
said
of
it-
unpreparedness.
This is an
though.
extra
Yeah.
twinner.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's a
so
bonus twinner.
I thought it was
You just
when I
say
first
that, you-
walked in. I just
you
grabbed
just
my
butter
eye.
him up so that if it's a 50-50 thing, he just goes with you.
That's smart.
You play the game.
Yeah, play the game. Don't have to play it.
I'm a player.
Yeah, I sometimes wear this in, and we share the building with the Fox Brekkie team. So Fev is part of that.
Yeah.
And every time I wear it, Fev does like the wiggles hands. And he's like, oh, yellow wiggles here.
That's pretty
Yeah,
funny, actually.
it's just not old school bully Fev.
I don't mind it.
No, I love Fev. He's a good. Guy.
My twinners and losers combined. So the last couple of weeks we've had 2 retirements at the club. So on one hand, it's obviously a celebration of their careers. We've had Zeebs is finishing up and Hawley finished up as well, effective immediately. But I think the twinner is their careers. Like it's a pretty cool moment to be able to finish up and celebrate and look back. And they both had a wonderful career. Zeebs has been a stalwart and Hawley's done some cool things at both clubs. But the loser is how bad you feel from when they're talking and they're doing that presentation when they're explaining to the players. Like
Yeah.
they're both tearing up. It's like it's a good moment, but it's also like a really sad moment as well. That this is the end,
Yeah.
and you can't help but feel like when your time comes, how are you gonna present to the group and talk. So I thought it was
You
really
might just get the tap on the. You might not get a chance to speak to the group.
well.
You might get delisted. And there's no
Obviously,
big speech, mate. If you're getting delisted.
every player would love to be able to retire on their own terms. So
Yeah.
I thought, when they're in tears and they're trying to hold it together and they've got the family in the room, it's actually really emotional. Like it's hard to watch on one hand, but it's obviously a celebration of two really strong careers that have played lots of games and contributed to the game immensely. So I hope that makes sense. But
No, I like
really
that. It's happy
rung
sad.
true to me. Yeah, it was happy sad. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. So shout out to Hawley and Zeebs.
Any retirements out from Carlton this year? I can't think of any.
No.
Well, I've had a few. I've been in the room for a lot of retirement speeches. My first year, we had Drew, Boomer,
Oh,
Nick
that year, of course.
Dalsano, Spud Frito.
Yeah.
Wellesley went to Collingwood as well. So I've had Jared Waite, Sean Higgins moved on. I don't think he retired. He moved to Geelong, obviously. But I've had a few. So it never gets easier hearing those boys up the front and delivering their final sort of messages.
Good one. H.
Yeah, not bad. My first, like I got an outright genuine loser, then similar like a hybrid, like I'm more of a winner, but it has like a loser with it, more on me.
What?
I'm so lost.
Well, how is that any different to what Bendy said?
I know.
Gee, see,
Very different.
It's fair.
Let me just speak and then you'll find out. My genuine loser. So I've been obviously injured, so I've had a little bit more downtime-ish kind of. You got a little bit less time doing the other stuff outside because you can't be doing much with your knee. So I've been doing a little bit more at uni. So I'm studying psychology. So it kind of give me something to do a little bit to focus on. And I've been, compared to my last year and a bit of study, I'm pretty diligent. Like this is probably the most I've put in. I'm talking maybe 5 or 6 hours a week, like just doing a little bit and being organised with it and everything. So I've been feeling pretty good with this unit. And then I was looking today and just clicked on my thing and saw that I had an assignment due at 5 p.m. I looked at it at 4:28, and I had this assignment due that I completely forgot about and hadn't started.
Oh my God, your heart would have just
I was like, oh my God, I've just completely stuffed it up. Yeah, so
the loser's on you.
Yeah, the loser's is me. Yeah, the frustration of myself. But that feeling when you realise you got an assignment due and you haven't started.
Unorganised, yeah.
Not great.
Did you try and put a 32-minute assignment?
Nah, because I requested an extension and I got that, so I got 2 days to do it.
Oh, you're fine.
And it's only a little
fake
assignment.
loser then, man.
It's only it's
fake loser, man.
What was your loser? Yours was someone retiring. How is that a loser?
What?
That makes you a loser for saying that.
That could be the worst loser I've ever heard.
I think combined, it's not your greatest effort.
That was so that feeling of when it's not a great feeling when you realise your assignment due in 28 minutes and you hadn't started.
Extension. It wasn't due because you got a 2-day extension.
Yeah, but that was my solution to the problem.
So what's the moral of the story? Be more.
But that's the thing I'm trying to say. I was actually this time. I've had that in the past where I've been a bit slack, but I've actually put in a little bit of work for this unit, and it gets you nowhere, Will. So give up on that. I didn't have to share that. I was just being a little bit vulnerable there. So don't take the piss out of me.
What do you think this whole show's made out of?
Not vulnerability.
No, taking the piss out of each other.
Taking the piss. Well, last week, Michaela.
Wait.
You're not done.
you're not
I'm
done
not
yet.
finished, mate.
Oh, it's just your loser, was it?
That was the loser. My twinner was. It's probably leads into if we're going to talk about Bunny, but started to take him on walks and and not going to lie, he's a fair hit with everyone. He's very approachable and everyone comes up and.
Is that because the height difference? Like you're a big bloke and he's
a few people have said that. They said,
I think that's
the discrepancy is large.
Yeah.
But my twinner is how lovely everyone is. Like they always come up and they show a lot of love to Bunny and me as well. Like people are really nice. So like that dog community is really nice, I reckon.
Yeah.
The kind of RFI for me is I'm not really great at the dog chat yet. Like I feel like
Yeah, true.
Like I haven't really nailed it yet. So
what is dog
what's
chat?
Give
What
me an
is it?
example of dog chat.
Well, if someone comes up and stops and pats Bunny, like I don't know, I've been like asking like how their day is going, or like ask them heaps of questions, and like I always sign off. I'm like, oh, we'll see you later. Have a great day. I'll see you soon, or something. But I think the etiquette's just to like walk off.
What?
Yeah,
no, I know what
a
you're
lot of
saying.
people just like there's not because they must do it like encounter a lot of dogs. They don't really, it's just like a quick pat. Oh, he's cute, and then walk off.
But is it a bit of like, how old is he?
Yeah,
like all of those.
It's more like
classic dog questions.
Conversation every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'm not sure whether to like sign off and say, "I'll see you around soon," or "Have a great day." That's
just-
what I've been saying. So, have a great day. I'll see you guys
See you
later.
later.
It's not the worst.
That's
at
enough.
least you're
Yeah,
being
but
polite.
I'm just still working out like the dog etiquette, dog talk etiquette.
No, I like it. Hit us up on
Yeah,
on
get on
Insta
some
if you have
feedback.
any dog etiquette tips for Big H.
It was very cute. I was at a cafe and this little kid, he's probably 2 years old or something. You could tell he just started walking and he saw Bunny and he was just loving Bunny and it was very cute. So it's kind of fun when the kids
Yeah.
they love Bunny. So it's yeah. Now I'm done, Will.
Got there in the end.
Yeah. Well, Michaela loved the loser from last week, I believe.
Hey guys, Michaela from Melbourne. I love the show and I just want to give a big shout out to Ben for your loser the other week about the maps. Grinds my gears when there's clearly traffic and the line is showing blue. So I thought that was very, very well done.
Well, how can
Thank you,
There we go.
Michaela. Appreciate it.
how are you expecting the app to be onto it by the second?
It's not the second. It's just
Well,
when it's
how do you know?
blatantly- when
Traffic
it's-
can occur
when it's
Tell me
blatantly
shush.
blue. When it's blatantly blue and it looks like it's a free run at it and it's bumper to bumper.
traffic
It's
can be
not
created
acceptable.
like that, and you can't expect the app to be able to switch on within seconds.
Thank you, Michaela. I appreciate that.
Well, at least Michaela liked it.
Yeah. Yep. There'll be not many that did. Anyway, we are. If you're listening on Apple
On a uni.
Podcasts and Spotify, please give us a review. Remember the bell on Spotify, Will?
Yes.
Tells you, which describes you to our show, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Notifications.
And then you get notified when there's new releases of episodes. So make sure you're all over that. Ben, have you hit the bell yet?
Yeah.
So you get notified when we have a
After
show release.
episode 1.
Nice.
Cool.
That was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, you did well. You
Yeah,
did really well.
natural.
And you took control of the
This
conversation.
is what you got to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Ben, that's probably a good RFI for Ben, I reckon.
Initiative.
Yeah. Actually, that is a good RFI for Ben in life.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyway.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Game time, which we love. Footy Grid has taken the AFL community by storm. Harry, you said you played at the club.
I was
Walshy
saying-
loves it.
Yeah, because while she's in, we're in rehab together at the moment. So after our sessions, we've just been, icing our injuries and a few of the other rehab boys, and yeah, we've been doing a bit of Footy Grid.
Yeah.
It's actually been pretty fun.
How long do you ice a bruise for?
I don't know, mate. You had a bruised foot for a month, so 2 months actually, wasn't it?
Well, it's been about a month, hasn't it, since you did
That's
it?
just the worst call ever. Just no need for that.
When are you back?
you're
Is
dodging the
is the
question, mate.
timeline the same?
Yeah. Yep.
When
you
are we
won't play
thinking?
the rest of the year.
Well, at this stage, but it's all progressing pretty well. So hopefully, there's still a bit to play out the next 2 or 3 weeks, but it's all going well. So
First week of the finals
What's
would
the-
be a chance.
what's-
yeah,
play out?
I'd first week of finals, I'd be there. I'll be
Yeah.
confidently that I'd be there.
Sweet.
What's the play out?
What do you mean?
You said there's lots of play out.
Yeah, well, as you know in rehab, there's levels you've got to tick off and boxes you've got to tick as you progress through your rehab. So you're only one bit of spine away from going back down a gear, and if it goes well, you can go up. So
Yeah,
it's all
nice.
going well though. So
Good to hear.
Good to hear,
We
mate.
probably should have
Oh,
covered that
100%.
up. All right, I'll quickly explain Footy Grid. So there are 2 different versions of it. If you Google Footy Grid, you'll
Do we have
find
to download it, do we?
no, it's
Oh,
just a
you
website.
Right, yep.
It's like Wordle back in the day. And there is a 3x3 grid, and it'll have clubs that have 2 different
Mhm.
columns and rows, and you have to name a player that played for the 2 clubs in question
Yep.
for that particular square. It sounds hard. I'm making it sound harder than it is. It's very simple. So I'm just going to name 2 clubs, and you guys have to race and name a person that played for those 2 clubs. First person to get it gets
it's
the
not-
point.
but
it's
that's
not
do you
one
want to go the
answer.
rarest though?
Well, I don't know how
there's
we're
a-
going to
there's
play.
a rarity scale, so there's obviously more than one player that have played for.
There is, but
yeah,
what
you want
do
to get
reckon?
the rarest.
Well, you just got to answer it first and foremost.
So we're just doing the quickest.
It's just a race
All right, let's
because
do it.
we don't have
No
any
worries.
rarity
Yeah,
scores
okay.
on us. So
Yep.
That's a good
yeah,
point.
that's fine.
You could simply just get the Footy Grid of the day up, and we could do that. But
Have you played today's though?
no, I didn't play it myself. But when Walsh in that played, I
You played it
get involved.
off air a little bit.
Oh well, I could do that.
No, it's all right. We'll just do this. This is fine.
Okay.
Too much time.
Too much time.
Too much effort.
All right, here we go. Name's your buzzer.
So you're Ben.
Just it's important.
So you're Papa.
What?
Buckets, Grinch.
Grinch.
They're your buzzers.
You want to test it? So yeah, go.
Here we go. Name a player that has played for GWS and Collingwood.
Harry.
Buckets.
Bobby Hill.
Taylor Adams.
I win, mate.
Ooh.
Oh, is it back and forth or is it?
Well, we could go
No.
back and forth.
It's the quickest. We just said it's the
We
quickest.
did say it's the quickest. It's the quickest. H is on the board.
1-0, bad luck.
Sweet man.
I hadn't thought of Bobby Hill. That's a good one.
Lockie Keefe as well. That would be a rare one, I
There's a
reckon.
few. Taylor Adams,
Keefe.
Will Hoskin Elliott.
Hosco.
Who else? There must be.
Getting sidetracked. Will.
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked. Trelaw. No one said Trelaw. Name a player that has played for Carlton and Fremantle.
Buckets. Alex Silvani.
Oh,
Jesus.
that is rapid.
Did you have that in your mind or something? That was quick. It's
Just
just that's a
very
left
happy.
field one as
Very
well.
happy.
ASOS. It's a good get.
Nice. All right. This one is tough. Name a player that has played for North Melbourne and Sydney.
Buckets. Ryan
Buckets.
Clark.
Oh! Wow, I did not even think of him. He's a current player.
Well, I got drafted with him.
Of course, you'd be mates with him.
Well,
Oh, you hate him.
no, I hate him.
I'm joking. Wayne Schwass was the one I had earlier.
Schwatter.
I couldn't think
Wayne,
of anyone in between.
We had Schwatter come in and talk to us not long ago, actually.
He's a very good man.
Great
isn't he?
man. Schwatter,
Yeah.
yeah. Good on him.
MJ and I worked with him on the Sunday Rub when he was back in the
Doing some
Triple
great
M days.
things. So good
Yeah,
on him.
he is. Pucker up.
Yes.
That's the one. All right. You need to score here to keep it alive, H. Ben's on 2. Name a player that has played for Brisbane and West Coast. Harry.
Jack Redden.
Oh, wow. He's done well.
Yeah.
That is good. It comes down to this. Now, keep in mind, the player in question doesn't have to have achieved the achievement at the club that I'm mentioning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
say
Oh,
I
okay,
said
Yeah.
a Brownlow medalist and Fremantle, you could say Lockie Neal,
Yeah. Got you.
if you know what I mean.
Right. Go yeah. Yeah.
Because he won it at Brisbane, but he played for Fremantle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
Yeah. Right.
A player that has won a Norm Smith medal and played for the Giants.
Buckets.
Harry.
You can't just do that. You don't know the answer.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Stevie J.
Buzzed. Stevie J. Buckets. That is very
Did he win
good.
it all?
He did.
See,
2007.
I hate when people do that.
So do I.
Say your name, but you don't know the answer.
It's a game, mate. Play the game.
But you lost. The strategy did not work. You lost.
That's all. I gave myself a chance, didn't I? And that's all right. I'll sleep well tonight. No, I gave myself a chance. It's fine.
Well, you lost.
Yeah, I'm happy to lose, mate.
Happy
It's
to
fine.
lose.
But I gave myself
you're a
a
loser.
chance through my method that I came up with.
So you're a loser.
Hold on, you won a game about footy, mate. Do you want a medal?
Oh, I think Footy Grid's a winner. That was good. Wow, that's so competitive.
Who would have thought?
I have to be in the lead now. With
No
these
way.
games.
I was.
I've been sharp the last 2 or 3.
That is a really good point.
No, it's
we need
not.
a running
MJ, have we
scorecard.
got-
I don't know
got a
the
history on that?
answer. We must.
MJ's
have.
early.
Yeah,
I
so
was torching him.
I reckon you won the first 2 games.
2, and then ever since then, it's been
No.
downhill for you.
Then Ben went to
You're
the
downhill
Curnows.
Regrouped by the fire.
Regrouped, had a beer by the
So
fire.
near.
Now
Curnow
look
air
at
down there.
Good app. Well done.
Yep.
Anything
Great
to
work, Papa.
sign us off, mate?
Ah, just great work, Papa.
That's so weird if you call me that.
Well, that was your nickname.
Yep. Bad luck, Bean.
Bean.
Remember how his name was Bean?
Yeah.
Beano.
All right.
Can you iron your shirt for me? I'm heading the whole.
Well, I had a jumper on, but it was that hot in here. Took it off.
You're always blaming something. Anyway, good app.
Nice. Good app.
Go
See you,
Blues
Jason.
this
Frollo.
week.
Go Roos.